Well, hello everyone. Um, this video really applies to some extra credit in my drafting class. So, once you've completed the floor plan and the elevations, there is an extra credit that I'm offering to students. But it kind of works like this. I'll show you how that works. Let me get rid of this. I'm gonna try to keep this video as brief as I can too. So first things first, the magenta rectangle that's on the model space layer, we're gonna need to show that again. So let me show it again. And what you're gonna want to do to create this foundation plan, go ahead and select your floor plan, make another copy into the magenta rect or close by the magenta rectangle, not actually inside of it for the foundation plan. Now here's another command called lay off. What lay off does, and I got to type that in, when you select an object on a certain layer, it's going to hide all the objects on that layer. So like roof plan, hatch pattern, electrical, labels, switch lines, windows, doors, closet rod, closet shelves, plumbing. You get the idea? Fireplace, okay, porches, uh, countertops, cupboards, and appliances. So, what I've done, let me exit the command. What I've done is I'm left with just the walls, but they're broken up. So, I'm going to create the author actually created a foundations layer. Where's that? I'm going to delete that layer. I'm going to create one of my own, okay? So I'm going to go to zero layer, press new layer, and call it foundation. Just call it foundation, that's fine. But, I don't know. Already in use, okay. You might choose a color, like a cement color. What happened here? Foundation. Why did that not delete? Okay, foundation plan. Okay, there we go. Now it's got a different name. Let's pick a different color then. Kind of like a cement color maybe. Hit OK. Line weight, it is going to vary, but I'm going to program the default to be in 0.6 visible lines. And then let me set that current with the green check here. There it is, it's current. Pick polyline, and all you want to do is retrace out the original perimeter of the cabin. Okay. And once I've done that, then I can hide the walls layer. So I'm only looking at my foundation plan layer. And then just pick that and move it in back into the foundation magenta rectangle. Let me show my walls layer again and just kind of clean things up. Let me go in here and erase that, okay? And then to show all your layers again, notice they're all up. Lay on, lay on. So you got lay off and lay on. Lay on will turn all layers back on. But I kind of got a problem here. That's funny. That's a little bit glitchy. Let me get rid of that and get rid of these windows really quick. That's rather strange. But, no biggie. Dimension lines are in here too. It's a little bit strange, but okay. You get the idea here. So now that I've got this, this is when it's time to look at the PowerPoint slide. Hold on. Get to the PowerPoint slide that you're going to find in Module 7. Let me show you. Foundation plan. Let me get that to open. Enable editing. Now, you've got concrete beams. Let me show you. You got perimeter beams and interior concrete beams, okay? But you've also got piers. Ooh, that's kind of weird. You've also got piers for the 2x4 and 4x4, two 4x4 treated posts, okay? So we need to, and they tell you that they're 18-inch diameter, okay? And then on this slide, they're going to show you sections. So next, I'm going to show you how to draw these sections. Like I said, you got perimeter beams, perimeter foundations, and then beams, okay? And there's also a block here, the sill anchor with the sill plate. That is actually a block. You may have seen it before when you were putting blocks into the cabin drawing. So let me go back to AutoCAD and let me start with the perimeter beam. Let me look back at this. Let me explain something else too. The footer is a foot wide. It's 18-inch tall, but it only goes in the ground a foot. So in other words, 6 inches sticks up out of the earth, off the grade, okay? And the slab is 3.5 inch thick, all right? And if you think about this, the interior beams, well, it's got this miter, okay, on the side here. AutoCAD, we're going to use a command called chamfer, but on the interior beams, you'll notice that it's mirrored. We would just simply need to use the mirror command on that, okay? And I'll show you how to do that. Now, the reason why they put that, the reason why there's not a sharp corner in here is because this is called stress relief in engineering. They kind of give that mitered edge. That way it makes crack propagation a lot less likely. So, let me show you how to draw the perimeter beam. I'm going to pick rectangle, and I'm going to start a rectangle, and I'm going to press dimensions. For the width, think in terms of X. I'm just randomly going to choose 2 random points. But for the height of it is going to be 3.5. Okay, that's going to represent my slab. Right click, repeat rectangle. Now I'm going to start a rectangle here, press dimensions, type in 12, enter, 18, enter, pick quadrant number 4. Okay, now I need to explode both of these rectangles. And you can kind of clean things up if you need to, okay? But next, Fillet has a counter command called chamfer. Now the way chamfer works, if you look in a command bar, you can give it an angle. It's going to need the length. I'm going to pick the midpoint on the inside of the footer and then the end point up here. Okay? And then type in the angle of 45 and then select adjacent edges. That's going to give me my footer. Now there might be some extra lines in here, like that one's extra. Really don't need it. Okay, let me check to see if there's any extra line. Break line. You'll also find break line, AutoCAD 2023, under Express Tools. So I'm going to create a break line. Let's see. And put the Z here. Now you can kind of mess around with this if you need to. Alright, you can scale it. You can do things like that. Let me scale it. That's midpoint. We'll go 1/4 of what it is. And let me move it. Let me give it a color too. You know, like generally my break lines, I like them to be yellow. The line weight is going to be 0.3. And let me kind of move that over here. And that way I can kind of delete this. And if I got to go counter command of trim is extend. Okay, and then when I go back to trim, we just kind of trim that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. There is rebar in it, and nowhere in the book do they describe that. But generally that rebar is going to be 1/3 of the way from the bottom, and you're going to get 2 pieces, one at 1/3 and one at 2/3 across the span of your footer, okay? So I'm going to pick circle and just draw a circle out like this. They don't specify the rebar size either, but I'll tell you right now. I'm going to scale this circle from its center 1/3. Okay. Generally, it's going to be 1/2 inch radius. So I'm going to pick circle center radius, track the edge up here, track the quadrant across, start a circle with a diameter 0.5. Now, generally, you want to give that a solid, solid hatch pattern. So I'm going to choose solid and just kind of fill that in and then mirror it over to the other side. We've done this before in some of our sections. So next, what I'm going to do is draw a grade line up here. Well, before I do, let's take this design and copy it downward, okay? And what you're going to mirror in this situation, erase this line. This is going to be the interior beam. Oh, look, there was an extra line. there's an extra line underneath this one. Look at here. See that? Let me get rid of that. I like my file sizes to be nice and small. Okay, so I'm going to select all of this right side and just mirror it from the midpoint here, like that. And then, oh, I forgot something. Let me mirror this too. Let's mirror the break line as well. Okay. And then, you know, if you got to, stretch this out here, or go to trim, go to extend that line, right? Okay, that's good. If you want to move these in, like, let me show you. If you want to move these in, that'll be fine. Let me kind of move this in, kind of like that, and then delete this one, mirror this one. You get the idea? And then what I could do is go back to trim, just kind of trim that edge, trim that edge. Okay, good. So I'm looking pretty good. Those would be how to draw the sections. Now don't forget, you've got a grade line, you've got to create a boundary for hatch pattern of earth, you've got a concrete hatch pattern, okay? So go to hatch, look for AR conch, right? So you're going to get a hatch pattern inside here, and you might have to adjust the scale like 0.5, okay? And make sure these are separate. You're going to get a hatch pattern here, okay? And then if you want to maybe offset lines or something, you know, just a random distance, to be able to put that fill for the earth hatch pattern, you know, that would be acceptable. Same thing over here. Let's do all them. All right, and let me get the bottom here. All right, and then let me offset this a second time. I think that would look better, actually. And then let me use fillet. I'm going to go back to fillet instead of chamfer. Fillet together here to here. Multiple. Here to here. Here to here. You get the idea? And then use that earth hatch pattern. That might look pretty decent, I guess. Use earth hatch pattern. Watch. Earth. We're going to add earth. There it is. And if you want to choose an earthy kind of looking color, I guess that's fine, okay. You might have to play with the scale of it. Let me go to 1. Let's go back to 1. Really small, really tight. Let's go to like, oh yeah, and those I usually go like 18. Let's see how 18 looks. Come on, give me a preview. Alright, that's a little too big. Let me go to 12. Let's try 12. Now remember, your hatch pattern should be 0.3 too, so you're going to want to change it up to 0.3. Now let me exit out of there. Now when you get done, you don't really show this boundary. You need a boundary to create a hatch, but you don't show that boundary. You just kind of show it like the earth, like the hatch pattern just kind of fades away. You get the idea? So you're going to need to do that on this one too, but remember that one has a grade level. You've got a grade level, okay? And then eventually you're going to need to label these, things like that. Let me show you how this all works. There's some dimensions here on the PowerPoint slide on this sheet. So you got 12 foot, and notice that they dimension to the center of the beam. So, and a beam is 12 inch width span, right? So half of 12 is going to be 6. You could copy the back line forward. What's 12 foot even minus 6 inches is going to be 11 foot, 6. Or you could find the center and an offset set 6 inches each way. You get the idea? Let me kind of just demonstrate that real quick. I'll start with this 12-inch line. You've also got section lines you got to draw, okay? And don't forget these piers. They're just simply a circle. It looks like a dash times 2, a double dash line, okay? You've got them piers that you've got to deal with as well. But I'm going to do this back line, and like I said, I'm going to try to keep this video short because, you know, well, file sizes get massive sometimes, okay? As long as you get set up like this, this is basically a preliminary how to get things set up. So you're going to want to explode X spacebar, and then let me just, you know what, I'll use offset, 12 foot. and bring that down like this, and then offset it 6" each direction. Okay. Like that. And then erase the one in the middle. That's how you would get that. But let me go back. Even before that, probably what you want to do, even before you explode the poly line, right? Let me go back to there. Even before you explode the poly line, you're probably going to want to offset that a foot, 12", right? All the way around, because you get that perimeter beam. And then explode it, okay? And then, you could also use copy. I'm going to copy this down 11'6", and then take that line and copy it down 12", right? Now these lines, like I said, they appear to me to be double dashed. So you're going to want to go to line type and change that to double dashed, okay? Like I said, this is a very preliminary video. I'm not going to draw the whole thing on video. I just want to basically explain everything to you. You should be able to, take like your porch, the cedar or the 4x4 post and that cedar post, and you should be able to locate that on here, okay? You should be able to locate that. So, and this is worth an additional 80 points. So if you can add this to your project, now you're going to want to print it, use that batch plot. I want 1 PDF, 3 sheets, but it's going to be worth 80 points. Thank you for watching, and good luck. If you've got any questions, contact me. Thank you.